Whoa, 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 whoa. There we go. Little ditty right here. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope well. This actually caught me off guard because I'm eating. So do me a favor. Share all of this. Leave a comment. Talk about what it is you think we're going to be doing with this Congo tank. And I'll get to these awesome questions. Candy's already in the house. I love it. What is the go with the highlighted blue names? What's it mean with the wrench next to your name? It just means that those folks are moderators and they're here to help out. So I greatly appreciate their support. So we're going to talk about something, but we'll do this real quick. That's all you get. I'm going to finish this because I'm extra hungry. And then we're going to go mobile and we're going to talk about some stuff. But I received frogs today. Yeah, frogs from Josh's Frogs. And that video will be out Sunday. I'm actually editing it. Let me pop this bad boy off. Ooh, we don't want to show you all the goodies, right? So I'm editing right now. And I'm really excited for this edit because I've never, how do I say it? I've really never edited in this way. So I'm excited to truly see how it turns out. I have ordered everything I could possibly need for the saltwater tank. Look at that bad boy. Right there. Sweet, sweet, sweet. And I'm moving you into this room because I thought it would be cool. Oh, here you go. We'll just do a little ditty. Chip. Woo, 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 woo. Look at that. Yes. 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 So that's it. That's all I'm showing for those bad boys for right now. Salt tank. I'm ready to get it underway. So I have what I need to get it jamming. And Liam's tank needs to get redone. I keep saying I'm doing it, and I just, I'm not doing it. Tiffany, what's in the house? Tyler, what is going on? But let me talk about this Tropheus tank real quick, because I haven't showed it. Not ultra excited about it right now, and I'll explain that in a moment. So let me turn this around. So there it is, right? It's looking good for the most part. And I know I talked about it in other videos. Matter of fact, I just did a whale cleansing. My goodness, the splash is unreal. I turned off the shark, but you can still see that it is cloudy in this tank. And I can only assume it's either from rock or it's from turd burglars kicking up sand. But let's get a closer look at these Tropheus Moray Kasenga red rainbows. They look good. They look really, really good. Aaron White, Lake Tanganyika cichlids. You can see I've got a little bit of rough and tumbling happening in here. But their colors are great. Their excitement is good. And they're eating North Fin kelp flake like it's going out of style. But this tank is going to be redone. I have everything I need under there waiting for it to happen. So what I did, just to kind of explain before I sit down and we discuss the real nature of this video, but I need to get all this off, so I'm going to have to take them out. You can still see it's cloudy, but I've got to remove all of that, get all this gone, and then I'm going to get the rocks on the back, black background, and we will jam on. Jason Martinez, bye, I have to go. So that's it in a nutshell for all of those things. Oh, matter of fact, that's maybe not all of it. I don't know if I show this tank often enough. I call it spaghettis. I don't take care of this tank. Nobody does. we let that Flexi Mini do the job of just creating an environment of love. It literally looks like spaghetti. There is, however, I don't know where he is. Let me look. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't think he jumped out, but there was a mystery snail in here. He's in there somewhere. I saw him yesterday, unless he crawled out. But I'm supposed to be getting some bettas in. Well, one from a buddy of mine named Two, who does NC Betta Fish. And he said he was going to send me one, so we'll see what happens. Let me see the comments here. How big do the Congo tetras get? They get pretty big. But let me make sure I got all these questions. Is it possible for you to do a column tank? I have a column tank, 60 gallons, and need ideas. I'm not a column guy. I never will, but I do love a good African cichlid tank. So let me sit everyone up real quick. You know what? Actually, I can sit this way and and chit chat. But basically, I'm doing this from the iPad because there's just some things that I need to do on the new aquarium that are not done yet. And I don't think it's fair that you folks see that when it's not done. Well, it's not fair for me. Somebody asked what I was editing. I'm editing Sunday's video that will come out probably. I'm going to try to start uploading videos earlier in the day on Sunday. And the reason why I want to do that is because my videos have sucked lately. Would you ever do a turtle tank and possibly get a pet rat? I am a TMNT fan like no other. Woo, you can see it. And a turtle tank, maybe. Rats, no. Never happened. But more importantly, where I'm going with everything is my videos have sucked the last couple times. And my wife thought I was watching cartoons. Yeah! And what I mean by sucked is I think the content is good. I just think I release it the wrong way. I don't title it right. And honestly, it's not about getting the views, so to speak. It's about making sure that the folks that want to see it. And I don't necessarily know if they are. And so when I mean suck, as I mean, I don't think they get very far. And that kind of stinks because I just want as many people that want to see it to see it. And yes, they have. What? The nameless. I don't know what's going on in the comments. But either way, this video, I'm doing a different style of edit, and it's regarding the arrival of the frogs. And I think you're going to enjoy it. Wendy and I are trying something different, and we will see what happened. Ooh, somebody's in timeout. How many? 300 seconds? Ooh, 300 seconds. Shame, shame, shame. But yeah, so that's where I'm at with that. The other thing that I'm struggling with at the moment that we need to make a change is that guy. So where did they go? Of course, when I want to show, I hate this, but that's a long 5 minutes, 300 seconds. But I've got the 2 zebra plecos in here. I've been talking to a friend. I don't know. I never see them. I probably won't spend the money to get more bread. So what do I have to do? And what should I do? So love the rocks in that tank. I do too, and I appreciate that. But I've got to do something with it. So my thought is I'm going to change it out for another pleco and potentially put some Cory cats in there. I'm not sure that's just kind of what I'm feeling at the moment, but what I do want you to see is this. Hi! So I won't give you the full gamut here, but you can see the fish. They are having a good old time in this tank. Look at them. Poof, they're beautiful. They do not like when I make sudden movements. But overall, these fish are absolutely astonishing. The sand from Carib Sea is astonishing, and everybody is settling in nicely. They literally hate any movement I make right now. But if I'm going to feed, they like to do snip, snap, snippy snaps. Little jerks. So, plecos probably going away. Color Guppies, thanks for taking the time out to be here for your first live stream. My Congo tank. How long does it take normally to take Mbuna to adjust to new food brands? Mbuna are going to eat anything. Fish will eat anything. My recommendation is do not feed for, I don't know, a couple days, and then transition to the food. They're almost like people. They don't want to change their diet, but they'll eat when they have to. And fish will ultimately eat anything, whether it's crappy food or good food like Northfin. It's really up to that fish to decide they want to eat. And even when they're not eating in front of you, they're picking and foraging. They're eating. And I've done a test before where it was like 6 months where I did not drop anything in the aquarium. It was a controlled tank. I was going to cull the fish anyways, and I wanted to see the behavior that happened, and exactly what I thought would happen. The Pseudotropheus just picked off the algae, grazed all day, and never got skinny. It was insane. So the Congo tank, something's got to happen. I'm going to show it to you in a moment, but something has got to happen because it's at a standstill. I've got 2 colonies. They both have bred, but I'm just not feeling it right now. And I'll show you what I'm talking about, but it looks beautiful. I mean, even from the side, it looks beautiful. You can see just, sorry for not laughing, but I guess Liam is not a fan of dinosaurs. Somebody saw the video I posted. He loves dinosaurs. He doesn't like what is the word? It's kind of that phrase, like, look out! He doesn't like it at all. He freaks out. But I don't know if you can see that. That's a female right there, and she's got her babies in there with her. I wonder if we can see. Oh, we got somebody down low. Today, hubby left to go to the office. I snuck off to the fish store. That's awesome. So let's talk about this aquarium and what I'm talking about in terms of the stalemate, okay? So here it is. I love it. I love the layout. I love the plants that are growing in. I need more Congo tetras. That's it in a nutshell. And there really isn't a ton of Congo tetras in the area. The Congo tetras will probably get just a little bit bigger than this, but they're definitely beautiful. I lost quite a bit in the transition move, and it wasn't because they weren't hardy enough. They got beat up pretty bad. They got sloshed around with the rocks, and while I feel bad, nice plant, I have 3 and I need more. And so I don't know if anybody's got a plug. I've been working with a fish store, and it's just very difficult for them to get it to me. Nothing bad about it. They have so much going on. They don't typically ship, and I just need to get some out. But you can see I got plants that are flipped upside down. They're not rooted right now. They need to go back in. And there's just it needs to fill in. And it's hard for me to go out and spend a ton of money on plants because that's just not the type of person I am. I would rather spend a ton of money on technology or more fish and let plants propagate and grow. Congo tetras, I don't know, maybe 2 inches, but this guy is just like massive. But I've got the buffalo heads. Somebody asked what the size aquarium this was, and it is a 60 by 20 by 20. It's running off of 2 whale canister filters and 2 extreme SDC wave pumps. Shabang! And the reason why it's like that is because these guys really, really enjoy high flow. So let me kind of come in close. We should be able to see some babies from this family. The male is guarding, as you can see, but the babies are much bigger on this side. They have been released from the mother much longer where they, oh, yeah. They venture further out than all the other ones, but look at them. Got the slender sliding in. Let me see if we can find any other babies in here. This guy's always here. That's why I never get to clean the glass down there, is he's always trying to jam on it down there. Oh, there we go. Baby cutting across the rocks. Whee! They love it over here. I think there's like 10 or 11. I've let it naturally happen. For me, it's their first, I'll call it clutch, but ultimately it's the first time that they've really spit out babies on this side and that side. Let's see if maybe we can see. Oh yeah, we got some. I don't know why I'm whispering, but you can see them. Whee! Cuties, man. Look at them chilling. Look at the slender chilling. And this is where they're coming from, is right in that crack. So I haven't really done anything to this aquarium because I didn't want to disturb the mommy and daddies of this ecosystem in a sense. And that's what has happened with this aquarium, is it's become a self-sustaining ecosystem. I drained it to move it and I left water in it. I filled it back up. We moved in at the end of June and we got these tanks in, July 1st-ish? And I haven't touched it since. I haven't done a water change on this aquarium. And it's because the nutrient levels are good. It is rocking and rolling. I have dialed it in. I just need more Congo tetras. And I want a baby whale. But there's been zero death other than the transfer. Look at that male. He is a meanie. He's a meanie. But babies are out. Congos don't really bother them. Oh man, we got babies everywhere. They're on the driftwood, cruising down in the middle. So we got a lot of activity in this tank. Lots. Ooh, he slid across the rock. Lots of activity. But it's, KG Cichlids just said, this is a sign of a healthy tank. The plants are doing well. The algae is growing nicely. They're able to graze. I let it, oh, look at the size of him. He is so beautiful. But I let this tank kind of do its thing. So you can see they've built an area. I don't mess with it. I let it be as natural as possible. And his blue eyes are insane. I hope you can see that. But I just let it go, right? You can see the different ebbs and flows of this aquarium. Woo! Congo's getting into a battle right there. Look at them. They're like, we need more friends. Help us, sir. Give us more friends. But this is what happens. Ooh, look at them. They're here. You got the nice algae growth. The plants are rooted nicely. Even when they get kicked up, they're still green because the nitrates are at a good level. Oh man, he is very, very healthy back there. But underneath this rock is not fully down. Look at that guy. Whew. Just awesome. Just awesome. I do love, oh man, they're really all out. Like, I'm excited. I feel like this is like a show, like, all right, mate. Yeah, we're really in here in the Congo, right? It's a real ripple down here. Woo, look at the beauts. They got family. Hello, Mom. Hello, Dad. Oh, let's go over here and see this. I mean, this is the way it feels when we're doing this live. But, it's just so great to see this tank. And I don't take photos enough. I don't, I'll sit in front of it and watch it. But it's missing that middle movement that I wanted. And that middle movement comes from them. And I just need more of them. And when I got them, maybe I'm just going to reach back out to Dave Hale. Jay, do you think you'll try a betta again? Maybe. Like I said, I got a friend that is sending one. So we'll see how that goes. But I said I was going to stay away from them. I'm not buying any. It's become a just not so good thing for me. For some reason, they just don't do very well. Grow the young for the epic territorial battle to come. The tetras need some ladies. They definitely do. Actually, when I got these, I didn't say anything, but they looked not good. And within like a week of feeding them the best food on the planet, Northfin from Northfin USA, 15% off using a J. Wilson 15. Yeah. But here, look, I'll even feed Bug Pro. Look at this. I'll come back over here to this tank. This is kind of while I'm on break at work, I grab the old duty. Cindy said you don't have to buy one. Oh, I do. I definitely do. I'm one of those people that don't. Yes, I do get thick. Oh gosh, seriously, look at him. Wild caught mamba jamba. I don't know if you can see him, but his mouth is massive. Whew, sweet. Yeah, I can get some stuff for free. And while that's great and stuff, I also do like to support. And there is times where people will, hey, we want to send you something and we want to, help promote. Yeah, that's cool. And I'm okay at that, right? But I enjoy what I enjoy. And I don't necessarily always want to get something for free and then you feel obligated to promote, and it's just not fair. It's with being with Ciche, it's a little different, right? So the big difference for me is Ciche has relationships, therefore I am also in those relationships, and it gives me the ability to work with other companies. I just stepped on the dog's toy. He had murked this thing. Let me show you. Look at this. One day. No more. Had to take it away. I'm stepping on pieces. I don't even know where he went. The cat is looking at me. Look at this. Ugh. You wonder if I can do an accent for an entire video. Challenge! And yes, I can. So where I go with that is Cindy said, oh, you don't have to buy one. I have one or two. It's very hard for me to take that sort of thing. Thank you very much, Cindy, for that super chat. So I'm going to feed this real quick. By any chance, have you had an opportunity to try pump clean? I'd be lying if I said I did. Here we go. Boom. Best in the game, baby. Look at that. Look at them all. Act like I didn't feed them. Look at them. Bug Pro crisps. I mean, it's great. Super fantastic. Also, if you're in the Colorado area, I'm going to be headed to Colorado at the beginning of October. I'll hone down the dates, but it's gonna be pretty fun. Somebody said do an Australian accent. Okay. Right, mate. So we just showed you the Congo tank, right? And she's looking like a beaut. Down where I'm from, it's a little hard to get some of these plants with agriculture and things like that, mate. But we're really excited to see where it goes. Does North Fin have fish food for peacock bass? Of course, of course. Check out northfinusa.com and you'll check it out. People, there's going to be food. There's going to be different foods all the time that will populate, and some of them will be resurrected. Some of them, look at them, I'm sitting next to this plant. Some of them will just be repackaged food that's made from somebody else because a company sold out and they're going to sell them. It happens, right? Doesn't mean it's a bad food. It's just, I truly believe, still to this date, I don't care anybody across the platform, there is not a better pellet and flake on the market than Northfin. I know how it's made. I know what's not in it. I know the nutritional facts and analysis are 100% correct. There was somebody that was, they have their own little website where I'm fishscience.org and I am the greatest scientist of all time. I was reading some of it. Somebody pointed me to that website for, it actually wasn't even food. It was for something else. And I was reading it and I'm like, why would you even say, you don't even say your name, one. And it's like, I believe after extensive, research as a microbiologist. First of all, if you were a biologist, the chances are you might not have been a microbiologist or a biologist or even a dude or a woman with a degree in aquatics, in ichthyology. And if you're not, a lot of the study of other stuff, yeah, may cross-collaborate, but don't use that to your advantage. It's like wearing, you know, you're watching an infomercial and the person gets on with a white coat, and at the bottom it says paid actor, and they're like, yeah, so if you take this, you're gonna feel a whole lot better. 2 of these a day make you feel great all week. And you're like, wow, that guy's a doctor. It's just influence, and stop all that nonsense. But yeah, I truly believe Northfin is the best food on the market. Not another food out there and there's nothing else in here. There's nothing else in here. I've got cichlid formula, krill, and I feed Tropheus krill. I've been feeding a lot of the flake, and I've always been, actually, let me show you. I've always said that I never liked flake. And then when Darius was making a new flake for Northfin, he was telling me that, oh yeah, you're gonna be blown away at what this flake is like. Let me show you. So you get this bucket, right? Everybody knows flakes. I don't want to knock anything over. What? Now, I always like doing this because I think it's fascinating. You know, when you get flake, it's pretty crappy, right? I'm trying to find a big piece that I can do it with. What? Do you see how long that flopped around? Doesn't break apart. And this is how much these fish like it. Eat it from my hands. Look at them. Little sardines. Wichita Falls Fish Keeper poop. The poop emoji. I don't know what's with the poop emoji, but sweet. I appreciate your super chat. I greatly appreciate all those super chats. They're awesome. It doesn't matter how much it is, when it is, or if it's just great. I appreciate it. But yeah, so flake. I got my little bucket. And then I got my bucket of kelp flake and cichlid flake. However, if I was take these broken wings and learn to fly again. No. So if I was going to do it all over again and I was purchasing the flake, I would purchase kelp and krill. And I would alternate, especially with the Tropheus. I feed this predominantly. And then I make, with all of Northfin, I make a little troph mix. And that Tropheus mix, I call them my Tang Tasty, right? It's got a little bit of krill, some Bug Pro. It's a good protein source. And I wonder if the other Tropheus would be as excited for Northfin flake. But yes, I really do love TMNT. It's a collectible thing for me, and it's fun. I'll show you something in a second. But you got folks that will buy it, repackage it, and sell it as their own. I do it. I call it the Tang Tasty. I don't sell it, but it's krill, Bug Pro, kelp wafers, and veggie all mixed. Predominantly veggie. What's going on? Rebuilding our brand. And look what we turned our kitchen into. Look at that. Oops, sriracha. But yeah, we had a kitchen table and chairs. Sold it. Said we don't use it, so why not really do something with this area? And we did. We turned it into like a coffee area in the morning. But I said I was going to show you something. I've got plants all over the place in this room. But typically when we've got nothing planned or Liam wants to go look at, as he says, collectibles, we will go look for collectibles. And as you can see, I have not that this is fish related, but I have the Mutant Militia and Ray Fillet. And just some, Leo as a quarterback, which brings back a lot of memories for me. This is a soft head. Look at that. Let me see if I can show that on camera. Not that you care. That's the first run of Bebop of all time. Same thing with Rocksteady. And then I've got this retro edition stuff. But all these are original runs. And then these are the second run. That's a first run. Look at that frog. So yeah, I enjoy collecting. It's something fun for me. Somebody asked about the new lights. So I got a call from the company, and it's funny. They're working on a new, what's the word? Board for the lights. And they weren't sure to send me the old boards or the new boards. And I said, look, I appreciate you. Somebody keeps mentioning the posters. I appreciate that. I got them from Dave Hale Something Fishy. And you can see it. You can see it. The best tank I've ever set up. It's hard for me not to show you. And I'm still waiting on my gobies from Cunningham Cichlids. And you can use the same code, JWilson15 at cunninghamcichlids.com. Email them, call them, Instaflick them, whatever, face track them, and tell them what fish you want, and you get 15% off. But, and I don't get a kickback for it. It's just me helping out a friend. Try to drive some sales. Do me that solid. But what was I saying before that? Oh, the lights. The board is supposed to be new, and so he called me and he apologized, and he said, look, I can't send you all of the new stuff yet, but I want to finish that tank. So I'm literally just waiting for the lights so I can do the video on that tank. And the idea is it's going to be the new boards. He loves it. He's super excited. I am excited for it, and I can't wait to get them. I have the ooze canister. Tattoo? By the way, if you know anybody selling figures, let me know. Look at this guy. Jack, do you like the frogs? He is very, very... Look at the salty tank. Jack, can you say hello? Nothing. Nothing. Look at that. Let's see. What's he looking at? So he must see something in here that we don't. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'll show you this. You just don't show anybody. It's late, so I doubt people will watch the whole time. Look at it. Ready? Ready? Oh, yes. Golly. I love it. I got to make sure there are no frogs low. Oh, he's moving. He is moving. Look at this thing. You got to love that. It's so beautiful. I love seeing the frogs. It's fantastic. Here's the other one. I don't have frogs in it yet. But, whew, she is primed and ready for frogs. Looking lush. So yeah, there's a lot going on. But that Congo tank, something needs to happen, and it needs to happen like ASAP Rocky time. Because, it just needs to happen. I need to get Congo Tetris. Somebody was asking if I was going to do a fish room tour. I wouldn't call this a fish room. This is just tanks strung out across the house. I just did a video on that. Go check it out for me. It's the last video. And you may like it. Shows everything. We discuss everything and how we got there. Well, let's look at this. Yeah. So let's answer some questions. Any questions? And then also, if you're a member, you got a little sneak peek of what's happening. And also, live stream for members only will be, when is that? Last Wednesday of every month. Ooh. Look at this. It's everywhere. Yeah, ask your questions. Anything. What is the drink of the evening? Buffalo Trace Coke Zero in the Northern USA Cup. Man, I'm trying to think of what else is coming down the pipe. Paludarium. Right here. It's going to happen. I've already got the whole plan. Trying to think of what else. What else? Outdoor tank. So that's a members only thing, Billy. But yeah, we're stalled on that right now. We're stalled on that. Malawi cichlids or South American cichlids? Malawi all day long. And I'm more of a Tanganyika guy, clearly. But Malawi all day long if I had to choose between the two. I started messing around with the bulkhead stuff in this bad boy. And so I guess we'll figure it out. I ordered some stuff off of Bulk Reef Supply just so I can get everything going. And I'm gonna drill an additional hole besides that overflow box for the return. And then that's it for that tank. We'll fill it, add the coral, glue things down, and be good to go. Tangs are bust. Yeah, Lake Tanganyika is so diverse, folks. It's so diverse that it's hard for me to select another lake in terms of Africa. However, as you can see, the Congo is also very diverse, and the cichlids don't really look the same. I'm gonna hook this back up. Shaboink. So, yeah, it's one of those weird things. Do you guys mind if I eat? I'm really hungry. I apologize. But let's talk questions. I mean, serious questions. Oh, what's your favorite food? Let's do some serious questions. Who's your NFL team? The New England Patriots. I chew with my mouth closed, Candy. That'd be rude. Matter of fact, I don't think I'm gonna finish all of this anyways, because that's why. It takes too long. So, I'm really excited for this paludarium because Wendy and I are going to do it together. What is my dream build? Here we go. Who is the better cook? I wish Wendy was on this live stream. I'm not going to use the word hate because Liam doesn't like it. I truly believe I will outcook anybody in this house at any given time outside on the grill. When it comes to the oven, stovetop, it's not my style. I can cook just about anything on a grill. I enjoy it. I have fun. And so it just depends on the dish of the day. Mason's World 6000 is in the house. Let's see. Have you called Ken to help you drill the new saltwater tank? Ken Carey? No, I didn't call him. He's busy. Very, very busy. Mukbang. No, there will be no mukbanging on this channel. Mukbanging for anybody that's mind went somewhere weird. It is literally just eating a ton of food. Best heater for your tanks. Best heater for your tank is no heater. No, actually, nano tanks is probably going to be the Jolly from Cichlids. And then large aquariums, unless you live in a really, really cold place and you don't have heat and you're just not somebody that puts their heat on, then you really want to get a controller and you want to put multiple heaters on a large aquarium and make sure you have the right wattage. I think the problem we have in this hobby is we put aquarium heaters to help us, but we only do one. And when we do that, we actually hurt ourselves because that heater is running overtime. It's on, it's off, it's on, it's off, it's on, it's off, it's on, it's off. I actually don't run heaters on this tank. I don't run heaters on this tank. And I'll show you. Congo tank, 60-20-20, right? Here we go. No heater. This is how I know because I'm running Cichlids Extreme SDCs. Has a built-in temperature probe. Can you see the temp? Congo left and Congo right. Pretty sweet. So I anticipate this tank is slightly cooler, but I like my tanks cooler because it's less aggression. Let's see. Oh, Candy, thank you for sharing Mason's World stuff.
Bought a couple of Petrochromis, then a week later they were all dead. Mama said those fish are the devil. Mama was right. Petrochromis are the devil. Petrochromis are the devil. You need to have a colony and you need to have a massive tank. And if you don't, they will jack you up, pimp smack you up. They are bad. Tyler, Jay told you not to do the onesies and twosies. Oh, somebody bringing the heat. Let's see. Dream build. How long do fish generally live for? I guess it depends. I would say somewhere in the range of the 5 to 10 year mark. How would I get started setting up a cell dweller tank? Getting a tank, 15 gallons, getting lots of shells, some substrate, adding some water, a light, and getting the shell dwellers you want. Serious question. Weren't you in the military? Yes, I was. Spent 13 years doing that thing. Oh my goodness, I'm using the iPad right now and I just touched the trackpad and it lit up all the comments. I love it. Let's see. So my dream tank, I don't know. I mean, I think it'd be really cool to have a functional recreation pond with an area for fish, right? But fish that weren't going to nip when you jumped in to swim. So I'd have to get lots of little guys that weren't afraid to be around or bigger guys that were afraid right away. And it would just be cool to have that massive, I mean, it's almost like an amazing aquarium. So yeah, I don't know. I don't really have a big dream build, so to speak. I mean, I'm the tank over here, this, oh my goodness. It's my favorite tank to date. Now, I guess if I could have a 12-foot tank, I would probably do Petrochromis, because I've always wanted to keep Petrochromis, but maybe that'll happen in a different way. Jay Wilson, how many subscribers do I need to talk gaming channel? I'm not talking gaming channel with you, Mason. Love you, dude, but not talking gaming at all. Make some videos of gaming and put it on your current channel. It's Mason's World 6000. It's your world, baby. Thank you for your service. No, I appreciate that, but I loved every branch. I was in the Navy, and I was a Master at Arms, which is also known as a military police officer. But I had a special duty, which was 9001, which was the classification, which just meant executive protection or personal protection, which meant bullet sponge or whatever they needed at the time. So whether I was protecting dignitaries or I was running, counter-terrorism style stuff prior to visits, I did that all. What's your favorite food from North Fin? Hands down, it'd probably be krill. It's just very versatile. But I do love the Bug Pro, so it's very hard. Prior Navy IT, and I love your channel. Well, thank you very much, Tiffany. Is that what it is? It's like Tiffany. I appreciate that. I need it on a separate channel. You don't need anything, my friend. Dream fish I cannot get. Do I have the book? I don't. Let me see. I don't have the book. A lot of stuff went missing when I went through the divorce. A lot of aquarium stuff. I don't even have like my camo Northland USA hat that I created. There's a lot of stuff just went away, and one of them was some books that I had that were addressed to me that have sentimental value, but it is a Petrochromis. It starts with an M, and the reason why I wanted to look at the book is because I won't remember it, but it looks like a OB or paint splattered Petrochromis. And I've talked to a couple of people that will not bring it in for me, and they just said that it's too mean and they're not going to do it. So I get it. I understand. That's just the way it goes. But yeah, I would keep that fish if I could. Let's see. Whoa! Okay, Tiffany. You gotta give a good question for that super chat of $10. You gotta go crazy. Planning to get Bug Pro as a treat for the goldfish. They will love it. They will love it. What is the best fish? Now, Greg, these questions don't have to be about aquarium related stuff, but the best fish is the one that you have. It truly is. It's, what's the best size tank? It's the one you can afford. But the best fish for me is Tropheus. I like the way they waddle. I like the waddle, the shaky. I love their personality. They've got this pushed in burp face. It's almost cartoon-like. But I've grown to love the Dardanelle, the Limnio tilapia. They're just a funny fish that they're not the most beautiful fish, but they're dang funny, and they're not afraid of me, and I like that. What would I have to do to switch my artificial to live plants in my Mbuna tank if I had carob sea cichlids and sand substrate? What would you have to do? Get rid of the Mbuna. If I'm reading it correctly, you want to get rid of artificial and go to live plants. You are absolutely insane, Billy. And if you do, I would say the strongest plant, Anubias, and even at that point, you'd be wasting money because they would chomp the living gajajee out of it. And I'll prove it because on this tank, I'm actually, when I do the video, I'm going to put a lot of, I always pronounce this wrong, I apologize, but it's like Sabwasser tang. Freshwater seaweed, Liam's got a ton of it. I'm going to add it to this tank, and you'll watch, it'll just disappear. Just like that. It'll just disappear. Oh, hey. Petrochromis macrognathus. Craigers! Yes! Let's look it up. I love this fish. Oh my goodness. Wendy messaging me during the live stream. Petrochromis macro. Where'd it go? And you gotta find, there's a bunch of different collection points. Let me see. This isn't it. But it does start with an M. Oh yeah, here we go. I can't read this foreign language though. Who's out there? All right, maybe you got, can you see that? Ah! I love it. I love that fish. All right, let me get back to what's happening. Wasted money plants with Mbuna. No, 1,000%. Big brain fish. Are you talking about, are you really talking about don't talk about that this year. I don't have a question right now. Just here to learn and distract myself from coming home to a dead beta today. Not sure what happened yet, but I miss him already. All right, look. Coming home to a dead fish is not fun. It is inevitable. And you may have not had anything to do with it. Keep your head up. Know that it will happen. And with most living creatures, life is fragile, and in the blink of an eye, something can happen. So think about the good times you had with that fish, and honestly, learn from any mistakes you think you made. And yeah, you're gonna be all right. You're gonna be all right. Mason, if you don't put it on a separate channel, I will explain and then I explode. Guess what, Mason? Put it on this one. You don't need a separate channel. You need to focus in on your current YouTube channel. Learn to maximize your growth with this. Keep adding consistent quality content. And when you are ready and you have learned the basics of YouTube, then you can go off and start 1,500 channels. Wait, I do have one question. I want to repaint my stand. Any particular brand of paint that you prefer? I actually prefer spray paint. Spray paint is my favorite paint. And that's what I painted that Congo tank with, is spray paint. So Krylon, just make sure you sand it. A light sand will do great. Petrochromis orange or Petrochromis Kasumbe orange. So look at you guys are just like throwing these names at me. And I don't have a book. to look these up. I remember when Josh, I don't know if he wants me to tell this story, but I'm going to tell it because I think it's funny. Hey Josh, how much did you spend on your Petrochromis Moshi Yellow group that you bought in? Let's see if Josh Cunningham from Cunningham Cichlids answers these questions. What's the best way to buy fish online? Find a reputable place like Cunningham Cichlids, Dave's Rare Fish, click buy, email them, and you will find that you are very happy. There are other people that do it. Let's see. No, Josh, go ahead. Tell us how much you spent on your Moshi Yellow group. Imperial Tropicals. All these are good. I'm looking up the Kasumbe while Josh... Oh, yeah, those are nice. Man, these fish are just mean, though. You can see it in their face that they're just evil fish. I don't know. That's why I like them. Let's see. $1,700. Mason says he will unsubscribe. Mason, we don't do threats. We don't do threats, buddy. No, don't unsub. Nah, Mason, do it. Group of 22, $1,700. How long did they last, Josh Cunningham? Somebody said, do I ever hear from Jeff B? Yes, I do. I talk to Jeff B, not all the time. I'd probably say that I communicate with him at least once a month. Him and I were just in communication a week or so ago. He's doing wonderful. He's just a good dude. Very eclectic, very unique person, and I love that about him. So Josh Cunningham spent $1,700 on a 22 numbered group of beautiful Petrochromis Moshi Yellow. Had them 9 months, ended up with 10. Beating each other up. And then sold them at a huge loss, never again. The reason why I bring up that story is even a seasoned breeder with African cichlids, strictly Lake Tanganyika for a while, lost 12 Moshi Yellow Petrochromis in 9 months. And not from anything he did wrong. That's how evil these fish are. And then had to bite the bullet and sell them at a loss. It's just not good. How come he doesn't do videos anymore? He's a fun channel to watch. He was original. He's on Instagram. He's got a wonderful photography deal. And YouTube wasn't for him, he said. He would make videos again, but he didn't like the drama that ensued with some of the stuff, and I understand that. What are your thoughts on the blobfish? Well, I think the blobfish is very unique. Scientifically, it's a fantastic specimen, and anything that we uncover or see is beautiful in its own right, that it's a living creature. What got you into the hobby? A doctor told me that I needed a hobby to get rid of the pain that I was suffering inside my brain. And I have always kept fish off and on, not my whole life, but pretty dang close. And I just happened to be in a store and I liked the fish that I saw, which was a German red peacock, which they had labeled wrong. And then I found out that he was actually feeding it hormones, which is why it looked like that. But I wanted it and they gave me wrong information and it just spiraled out of control from there. How have you kept your hair? Genetics. That's it. Krylon Fusion 6-pack ice knows the deal. Somebody asked a question that I really wanted to answer. Congo Company 85th Battalion Navy SEAL trainer, like an actual SEAL, like SEAL trainer. That's awesome. And that's really cool to see somebody in a special rate in the Navy that was training sea lions. They train sea lions, dolphins, and it's really cool to see. So it's pretty impressive. We love you, Jay. I love you too, Tyler. I do. Miss my tangs. Maybe Trophius group in the future. Joshy Poo. I already told you what I do with the Moragos if they had babies, since there's a lot of them. So I'm excited. So here's the deal. Fire off 2 big major questions. I want some earth-shattering questions. And then I'm going to leave you with something that I think is very, very important. And favorite fish is not earth-shattering. My favorite fish is a Trophius. We should know that. I got a photo right there of the Trophius Moray Kasango Red Rainbow. And I got a group of 19, I think? 19 in that aquarium I showed you. This is my favorite fish of all time. This is the second time I kept them. First time I had to sell them, then they came back to me, and then they were murdered, in a sense, with somebody who was stripping floors at the place I was working at. Cunningham Cichlids, do you have any Lethrinops, Turnii, Harbor Island juveniles? Woo-wee. Some of these names are just outlandish. So, when are you going to have another kid? Whoa! Whoa, whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. There's a couple of these questions. What's going on here? When am I going to have another kid? I don't think about that. My time is focused when I have Liam. And that's the first, third, and fifth weekend of every month. Or if the other party decides that I can see him more, then I will be glad to see him more. But yes, that's all I think about is Liam. Think about how to better myself for him. I think about the things that I want to teach him, the things that I learned way too late that I would love for him to know. But more importantly, my focus is I want to provide Liam with as much information and learning possible so that he can make his decisions and believe what he believes and takes the paths that he wants to take, knowing that he's fully supported in every path or any path that he decides to take. Or do I hear wedding bells? No, you do not hear wedding bells. No. Wendy! She can't hear me. You said you wanted crazy questions. No, these are good. You can keep asking. I mean, they came faster than I thought. We still got a few more moments. Flush or no flush? No flush. Bury, toss out for the circle of life. Or plant them underneath a plant. Use them as food. Oh my goodness, these Trophius are going at it right now. That's another thing about Trophius. Got to get a ton of them all at one time. I got 40. Get them all little. Let them figure it out. You're going to lose some. I have not lost one yet. I'm very impressed with myself. No, I'm not really impressed with myself. It's more so the breeding. They are F1, tank raised, Trophius Morago, Tanzania. And yeah, I love them. All right. I just saw a really thick question pop up. Would you ever go to Lake Malawi or Tanganyika to collect fish? I absolutely would. I just have a tough time spending that amount of money to go there when the number one thing I want to do before I die is I want to see the Great Migration. But I don't just want to see it from a helicopter or from way beyond the sidelines. I want to feel the earth rumble when the migration happens. So if I'm spending money to get to Africa again, that's where I'm going. And I had so many opportunities to see it while I was in Africa. They never lined up properly. What is the greatest way that you've been able to move up throughout a company or decided when the time to move on to a new opportunity with another company? So the greatest way that I've been able to maneuver in my career is I don't lie to myself. I know what I'm capable of doing. I give all of myself in terms of effort, energy, thoughts, planning into what I'm doing. And ultimately, I'm okay if that's not enough for said company. But what I've also realized is if you care enough and you provide yourself with the resources and you study and you learn and you're communicative with whoever it is that's leading your group, maybe you're leading the group, you're going to move up. The complainers, the Debbie Downers, the ones that always got something to say, the ones that never really just understand the system and learn to operate within that system but still being an individual are the ones that really struggle. At the end of the day, you know when it's time to move to another company is when you feel you've hit the ceiling. And that's a very hard decision to make because we don't like change. So a big thing would be, is there room for you to move up? If there's not room for you to move up, is there room for you to make more money in what it is you're doing? That's growth within your job. Do you see the company being very viable? Do you love the team that you work with? These are a lot of different things. Does it work for you in your family, your personal life? For me, it comes down to a ceiling. If I don't believe that I can get to leading or having an input into what the company does, then ultimately it's time for me to start looking for the next venture. And as long as I feel that I'm able to move the needle with that company, then we're good. And that for me is the key to success, is knowing your ceiling, knowing how to lead, knowing how to listen, knowing when to shut your mouth and open your ears. And that's a big thing. Maxed out. I've used Maxed Out. It's great. There's other products like ChemiPure that I still like, but Maxed Out is a great product. Are you talking about the product, or are you like Maxed Out what? I think I'll stick with Frontosa after that Petrochroma situation. Frontosa are boring, but yeah, I get it. Let's see. Are you an approachable person outside of YouTube? I can't answer that. I say yes. I say that what you see is honestly what you get. Maxed out at a job. Maxed out at a job for me is you've been working there for a decent amount of time and you realize that you're never going to be in charge of anything. Your growth personally and career-wise is stuck, right? It could be anything. But if you're comfortable, then okay. But maxed out for me is you realize that pay is not going to be increased any significant amount over the next course of whatever. You're putting in a lot of effort, but you're seeing a little bit of return. Your development is lacking, and overall, this is a hard one to swallow. If you left that company and you know deep down in here and in here that the moment you leave you're easily replaceable, then maybe it's time to build who you are and make yourself even more valuable. Because if I'm leading a company to better myself, I have to know that the impact that I left on that company and the team around me is one that is embedded there, and that I'm not going to be easily replaced. And the reason why I'm moving on is because maybe that company didn't try hard enough or didn't put enough effort into realizing, wow, this person is valuable. And I'm not saying that that's happened recently. I mean, the Navy did that to me. Do I think they get by okay? Of course. But there are places that I have left that I know dang well that I have left an impact that they will never, ever replace. And that's not me being cocky. That's me understanding that I know what I'm capable of. And that's what it is. Okay. So speaking of companies, how do you handle shady coworkers in the past? I confront them. And I let them know that, look, you can be shady in any way you want. So it was in a sales position, actually. But you're not going to lie while I'm around. I'll tell you that. And it's going to catch up with you. And I'm not going to be the one to rat you out. But I'm letting you know right now that what you're doing is just, it's not cool. So I'm not going to cover for you ever. but know that I'm not going to be the one that's going to go behind somebody's back and tell on them. And I'm hoping that moments that I can have a conversation with them, maybe the development or the impact will change why they're being shady. How dare you say that about Frantosa? I shall smite you. Yeah, you can like what you want. That's the idea of being human. It's amazing. So if you get a chance, watch the documentary Social Dilemma. And the reason why I think it's a good watch is because I think we're influenced too hard, and not influenced into like, oh hey, this iPhone case is really cool, you should get it. It's more of being influenced to think that your thoughts and the people that you are seeing on your feed is exactly the right thought. And anybody that has a thought against that is not good. So my recommendation is one that comes from somebody that's in there, and it is follow people that have different ideas and principles that you do so that you can see the other side. Because where we're going in life is we think what we know is what we know, whether it's factual or not factual. We run with it, we stick to our guns, and anybody that's against it is not cool. But that's so much further from the truth. The idea is if we are going to grow as a world, as humans, as a family, as a community, as a hobby, as whatever it is, you have to understand other aspects of what you're experiencing or what your thoughts are. You have to know the other side. And I mean that about everyone. You have to understand who you're working with, who you're working for. You have to understand that maybe they have different views than you, but you may not respect them as a person, but you need to respect them in their position. How do you handle annoying customers? Smile. Why are they annoying? Because you know you're right and you know they're wrong, but they believe they're right. Use subtle words that help disengage that annoying feeling. Give me an example, and I can give you a legit example. But the idea that we need to understand every side in order to grow is ideal. I don't care what it is, if it's fish, if it's politics, if it's religion, if it's your job, if it's your family. Maybe your teenager is doing one thing that you're totally against, but you don't understand why they're doing it. You just don't want them to do it. We have to understand that there are multiple sides, and sometimes the other sides bring light to what we were thinking. Don't fill tanks while watching Jay's live stream. Hey, that means it was good, right? That means it was good. So I'm waiting for this example. Customer service is for very patient people. Kudos to the people that can handle that. Absolutely. Everyone is out for themselves, and not very many people are there willing to be kind and help someone else out without expecting something or some kind of recognition in return. Actually, Billy, the use of everyone is false. But yes, I get what you're saying. And I'm going to give you an example of something that Wendy and I discussed yesterday. And this is honest truth. These are conversations we have. But before I get to that, I want to explain something. I've been in positions of leadership before, and there's one thing that I've learned and that I will continue to use forever. And if you can use this in any way, please do. When you have the ability to impact somebody at work, or you have a team, you need to learn to exploit the strengths of your teammates. Exploit, in this case, is a good term. And you need to strengthen the weaknesses of your teammates. That will get you wherever you need to go as a team, in a company, whatever it is. Wendy and I were having a conversation about something that something that impacts daily life. And she said, how do you feel about it? And I said, all right, let's look at it this way. We know we don't want anything from it. We're not looking for anything in return. But the idea is it, I'm trying to use the right words. When we offer something or we want to do something, is it out of the kindness or goodness of our hearts? And so what I always think of is a few things. Is it going to impact us negatively in what we're about to do? Is it going to impede on our daily lives forever? Or what amount of time will it impede on our lives? Is it going to help that person in a dramatic fashion, which could change the course of the rest of their lives in a positive manner? And if by doing this, it makes us feel good, what the heck's the harm in it? There isn't. It just requires effort. It requires opening your arms. It requires maybe opening your door. Maybe it requires opening your wallet and handing somebody a couple bucks, or maybe splitting your sandwich in half and giving it to somebody. These are things that we don't do often, and we need to get back to that. Yeah. I made fun of this person at a convention because they couldn't breed convicts. Next 2 days, convicts at my door. Step that shows you have to be nice in this hobby or you'll get convict cichlids. So, moral of this whole thing, enjoy what you do. Be kind to those to the left, right, and those behind your screen. You don't know what they're battling. And just because they don't agree with your point of views or what you believe in doesn't mean that they're a horrible person, because sometimes the people you disagree with the most in that certain circumstance become your best friends in real life because it was just that small moment that you disagreed, but you are too proud to move past a simple disagreement with another human being. Quit acting like a child that doesn't understand. Quit acting like a keyboard warrior. Quit acting like you know more than everyone else, and understand that humans are flawed by nature. But together we're stronger than just one. And so the more we have to work with in terms of a team and towards a common goal, the more powerful we are as a community, as a hobby, as a family. Be more kind. Smile. You really don't know what somebody's been through. And it's not your place to ever ask. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy your fish. Check out last Sunday's video and be sure to get ready for this Sunday's video, because it's going to be a good one. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for taking time out. Become a member. Do some cool stuff. Check out Instagram. Be amazing. And as Mason's World 6000 says, stay awesome. You know what's next. Holla!